Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, Elon Musk has been on an absolute rampage, a total tweet storm, thinking out loud, sharing ideas, soliciting feedback, putting out fires, getting trolled, fending off an endless hate stream, pointing out hypocrisy, disclosing some of his plans to massively transform Twitter, causing a lot of panties to twist, and of course every talking head in the mainstream media is also currently sharing their 2.5 cents. I've noticed from reading the comments of late, a lot of people are starting to get very excited and super interested in Elon's transformation plans for Twitter. I know many of you right now are having a cry, oh my god, just talk about Tesla bro, shut the f*** about Twitter, I'm sick of it. And while I do appreciate the feedback, it is immediately and duly disregarded because I do whatever the f*** I want, bitches. Speaking of doing whatever the f*** I want and saying whatever the f*** I want, I dropped another 2 exclusive videos on Patreon this morning. Not 1, 2. Before I posted this to YouTube. I told you I'm taking over. If you haven't already joined Patreon, you can do so with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. And in either case, as I mentioned recently, I'm really doing my best to give fair warning. If you're umming and ahhing, a little bit unsure, maybe I will, maybe I won't, I highly encourage you to make up your mind sooner rather than later. It will all make sense very soon. Elon Musk is in the midst of an absolute tweet storm, thinking out loud, sharing ideas, plans, soliciting feedback while simultaneously putting out fires, discovering other fires, dodging an endless and super intense hate stream, getting trolled, mocked, ridiculed, having venom spat in his direction, and plenty more. In other words, just another day at the office for big bad billionaire Elon Musk. Elon tweeting this rather interesting poll. Advertisers should support freedom of speech or political correctness. Note the use of quotation marks. 80% of people under the impression that advertisers should support freedom of speech, and around 20% of people thinking that advertisers should instead support the current thing. I mean, the one true narrative. Oh wait, they're the same thing. Interesting, obviously, Elon's followers probably skew a little bit more toward freedom of speech, but this is rather telling. I don't think many large advertisers on Twitter would have suspected such a lopsided poll. This is a typical Pareto distribution here, the 80-20 rule, right fucking there. You're never going to get a clean sweep on anything. Ask people if the Earth's spherical. Ask people if they believe that aliens regularly abduct and anally penetrate people on Earth. Anyway, let's move on. So there was an interesting tweet from Tax the Rich, but also buy my overpriced merch, but don't think about that too much. AOC, who I believe is a big fan of forgiving student debt because everyone's a victim. It's not my fault that I took on a huge amount of debt and now I don't want to repay it. I don't have any personal responsibility. Accountability? Nah, just forgive my student debt. Great way to buy votes from people who currently have student debt and are also entitled victims who do not take personal responsibility, which is a large portion of the global population. So let's quote this tweet from this wonderful lover of billionaires and the rich. Of course, she isn't herself a multimillionaire. Laugh my ass off at a billionaire, which is obviously used in a derogatory manner, because if anyone on the political left says billionaire, it's automatically an insult. Laughing my ass off at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually $8 a month subscription plan. Now, I don't want to pick on AOC here. I mean, she's obviously intellectually challenged. She doesn't quite understand the whole idea here. I know it's a little bit awkward to explain to somebody like AOC here who probably isn't aware of the Dunning-Kruger effect, but when the term free is used in the context of free speech, that's not the same as saying something costs $0. They're totally separate things. I don't think AOC understands this. Actually, I do think she understands this, but I think she thinks that her supporters won't understand this, and honestly, they probably won't. I mean, they skew so far onto one end of the bell curve, it might actually get them. But I just want to address a few things. One, Elon is proposing that users of Twitter have the option of having their account verified as being a real human being and also unlocking a ton of other premium features by paying $8 a month. Elon Musk is not proposing that in order to be able to share your thoughts, opinions, and ideas freely on Twitter, you will need to pay $8 a month. So no matter which way we try to look at this absurd tweet from AOC, it doesn't make any sense. It is not attached to reality, but I'm sure it's very effective at continuing to fuel the hate stream from many of her followers who believe that all billionaires are bad. If they have something, they took it from me. I don't have any personal responsibility because I'm a professional victim. Everything else is someone else's fault. Personal responsibility? No, f*** that. Forgive my student debt and also tax the rich. Elon Musk responding hilariously, your feedback is appreciated. Now, pay $8. He's in full troll mode at the moment. Of course, Elon highlighting the incredible hypocrisy here from AOC, who's selling merch at this point in time, a sweatshirt for $58. Now, there's some hilarious manifestations of the bell curve in the comments here. I'm not going to highlight any. It's just too easy. I don't want people to be poking and prodding these clowns who've outed themselves as idiots. But I just want to explain what's happening here. AOC here, tax the rich, billionaires are bad, blah, 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 simultaneously making shitloads of money selling merch. Now, is there anything wrong with selling merch? No, I sell it too. I mean, check out the links in the pinned comment. But there is something wrong and intellectually inconsistent, dare I say, hypocritical. If you are publicly complaining about people having the option of spending $8 a month to get some premium features and have their account verified, after all, it costs money to do this shit. If someone's manually reviewing somebody's ID and verifying their account, adding all of these features, it costs money. I'm not sure if the old tax the rich crew / forgive my student debt understand how the economy works, but it does actually cost money to do things. Crazy idea, I know. So Elon is emphasizing that at the same time AOC here is trolling Elon Musk, how dare he want $8 a month from people? Meanwhile, she's making tons of money selling merch. Nothing to see here. And again, I just want to make sure that everyone understands, Miss Tax the Rich is definitely herself, not a millionaire. Elon Musk posting a highly relevant meme. I mean, he really is on a Tweetstorm today. Check this one out. $8 a month for Twitter verification? So much for free speech. You can still use Twitter for free, just without the benefits. Rage. Another one. Elon really on a fucking roll today. The same people claiming that we should tax the rich, that billionaires are bad, are the same clowns spending $8 a day on a fucking Starbucks Frappuccino or whatever the shit that is, diabetes in a cup, but raging at the idea of paying $8 for 30 days of Twitter premium features. He ain't wrong. Another tweet from Elon. Twitter is simply the most interesting place on the internet. That's why you're reading this tweet right now. Clearly trolling the people that hate Elon, hate Twitter, hate the idea that he's owning the company, yet still are reading and engaging with his tweets. And this, possibly the most hilarious thing I've seen in a very long time. White House. Seniors are getting the biggest social security increase in 10 years. Context checkers. That's because inflation is the highest it's been in decades. White House deletes tweet. Now, I actually saw the original tweet. This shit is so fucking funny. Check this out. Welcome to Elon Musk's Twitter. So this is the original tweet from the White House, which, by the way, I've kind of been saying for a very long time. The White House, non-stop gaslighting of the American public. Oh, let's change the definition of a recession. No one's going to notice that. Let's call it the Inflation Reduction Act so people think it's going to reduce inflation. And so on. It's just endless. And the sad thing is, there's a portion of the population in the United States and everywhere, but just talking about the US, who are so dumb they gobble this shit up. They think it makes sense. They read this tweet and think, oh, yeah, fucking Biden, yeah! Anyway, let's read the tweet. From the White House. The very same White House who recently literally redefined what a recession is on the official White House website, just so that when the data comes in, confirming we're in a recession, they can go, oh, but the definition changed. It's not a recession anymore, because the definition changed, okay? By the way, just in case you forgot, war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. Quote, seniors are getting the biggest increase in their social security checks in 10 years through President Biden's leadership. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. Seniors will receive a large social security benefit increase due to the annual cost of living adjustment, which is based on the inflation rate. President Nixon in 1972, this is the hilarity, right? White House taking credit for stuff put in place by Nixon in the 70s. In 72, signed into law automatic benefit adjustments tied to the consumer price index. In other words, inflation means that payments tied to this increase over time due to inflation. So the White House essentially attempts to take credit for something that was enacted in the 70s. See, seniors are getting the biggest increase in social security. Next minute, some context is added. White House deletes the tweet. I'm not kidding. The system is working. I'm going to channel my inner Derek from moreplatesmoredates.com. Sideways laughing tear emoji. Like 1% of the channel is going to get that. Anyway, Elon's response to the White House gaslighting, getting called out for what it is, and then the White House deleting their tweet. The community notes feature is awesome. Our goal is to make Twitter the most accurate source of information on Earth, without regard to political affiliation. Another tweet from Elon Musk. Being attacked by both the right and the left simultaneously is a good sign. Here's a great tweet as well. How to convince someone to change their mind to your side according to Twitter users. Step 1, misunderstand their point. Step 2, insult them. Step 3, act like the victim. He's not wrong. When you do these 3 things, there is absolutely no way they won't see things your way instantly. Elon responding, works every time. And we ain't done yet with the tweets. I love this one. For anyone threatening to leave Twitter, good luck trying to find this fire content on any other platform. I love watching these exchanges by official accounts from different bodies around the world. This is so good. Taco Bell tweets, turns out we underestimated how many of you love Mexican pizza. 7 times more than we expected, to be exact. We are working as fast as we can to restock Mexican pizza ingredients. We'll need some time to replenish our supplies, but when it comes back, we promise it's here to stay. Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District responding, we'll be ready. Now, I'm not going to explain that one, but I'm sure many of you know exactly where that was going. Another one from Elon. Spoiler alert, you get what you pay for. In other words, currently, if you don't pay for Twitter, that might explain why it is a burning fucking dumpster fire, full of trolls, scammers, and spam bots. People obviously won't really get this, at least some, but That's the fucking point. You're getting what you've been paying for on Twitter today, which is nothing because you haven't been paying for shit. Revenue's got to come from somewhere to improve the user experience. Elon also adding some context, a lot of people asking about policy violations and so on. If verified accounts violate terms of service, e.g. spam, scam, impersonation, they'll be suspended, but Twitter will keep their money. We will definitely add cool stuff like what you're suggesting to Twitter Blue. So again, a lot of people under the impression, oh, if you pay, you can just say hate speech everywhere and you'll never get banned from Twitter. Again, that is incorrect. And now a tweet thread, Elon Musk chimed in on this one from Adrian Hon. Me hearing Twitter Blue compared to play to win games. That's like a baby's toy. Here's what real gamification would look like, including a Twitter battle pass, achievements, happy hour, streaks, and more. I'm sure some of the gaming nerds are starting to bar up at the very idea of gamifying Twitter. 1. Twitter battle pass, $10 per season. 2 times during elections. Includes exclusive emojis, profile labels, and hashtags unlocked by leveling your XP across various themed challenges. E.d. 10 tweets on SpaceX today. Expires after 3 months. 2. Twitter achievements. Time challenges. Post a gift that gets 10 likes in the next week that award achievements. Achievements can be leveled, traded, and sold for XP and T-Bucks. Achievements and challenges can be sponsored, e.g. retweet 20 Dem politicians today. Twitter streaks. Gain bonus XP and profile labels by posting daily or hourly in a row for 10, 50, 100, 200, and 500 days. Broke your streak? That's fine. Just pay 250 T-Bucks to restore it. Twitter happy hour. Randomly, once per day, everyone gets a notification to tweet what they're doing right at that moment, with double XP on offer for 30 minutes and triple if you share a video. 5. Twitter rewards. Buy something after clicking a link on Twitter. Both you and the referrer get 20 T-Bucks, as in Twitter bucks. Retailers can sponsor reward sets where you get double the T-Bucks if you buy a complete collection of products. 6. New Twitter Plus. Normal Twitter no longer a challenge. Reset your account and begin anew. But you can pick a limited number of emojis and profile labels to speed your ascent once more and get that exclusive Twitter prestige label. Elon responding, some good ideas in here. Now, this is the great part about Twitter. There's so many people sharing their thoughts and opinions right now, engaging in the discussion, the debate, the conversation, sharing ideas, proposing ways Twitter could work. And we can see here, Elon is acutely interested in this dialogue and these ideas. One of the more interesting ideas I saw floated recently was actually this. Twitter dating would be sick. It could be an optional function with photo verification. It could be set up so people are blind to it unless they participate in it. Blow the doors off everything else. All other sites are super overpriced with no social function. Some guy with 3 first names responded to this. This idea might actually have legs. Would love to see it fleshed out. I wonder why that person wrote fleshed out when we're talking about a dating app. That's definitely a coincidence. Gigantic existing user base. 3 times more Twitter users than Tinder users. A degree of built-in social proof. Opportunity to find others with common interests. Share ideas, thoughts, etc. in the comments. And many did exactly that. Battery Boy replied, bingo, social proof was the word I was looking for. I spent a shitload of time on dating sites and they all suck ass. 3 first names guy responding, online dating, including apps like Tinder, is fundamentally broken and trigger alert. I'm going to say some things that are true that indicate that men and women are not the same. I know, controversial. If you're easily offended, please go to your safe space now and stop watching this video. I might spit too many facts. It might be a little bit overwhelming. You might need to take some time off work for stress leave. Let me explain why. Online dating apps, including Tinder, are fundamentally broken. Men care about looks. Fucking spoiler alert, I bet you didn't see that coming. That's why cosmetic surgery doesn't exist. Breast implants don't exist. Pedicures, manicures, hair extensions, fake tans, high heels, beautiful dresses, none of that stuff exists. And that's proof that men do not care about looks. And if you disagree with me, you're a Nazi, because that makes sense. Women don't care about looks. The sole exception, of course, being women who are temporarily on one of these dating apps for the sole purpose of finding somebody who can lay a little bit of pipe. See the problem? Emotionally healthy women prioritize things that pics and biographies don't clearly convey, like confidence, competence, and ability to protect and provide. This is an important thing to understand because 95% of my audience here on YouTube are guys, and I'm sure many of you currently use dating apps. Bro, you're doing it wrong, okay? Just about everyone who uses a dating app thinks that everyone else on a dating app thinks just like they do. Dating apps are brilliant for women because every guy can look, okay, she's hot, I'd smash, match. That's how we think. Sorry, women, but it's true. She's hot, would smash, let's match. That's it. After that, yeah, sure, if you've got a personality, that's great as well. But is she hot? She's hot enough? I would smash, I'm matching. Women, on the other hand, I wonder how much this guy earns. What car does he drive? Is he successful? Is he competent? Is he at the top of his field? I can't see that in photos. And here's the other problem. The men who attempt to convey their ability, for example, to protect and provide, their confidence, their competence, usually end up taking a photo, flexing their Rolex in a suit in front of a Lambo they probably rented, which is a great way to attract gold diggers. This shit is really fucking broken. And here's where a Tinder dating app might actually make sense. Somebody here in the comments, I met my wife on Twitter. I've been rooting for Twinder since day one. Good name. So let me explain a little bit more about how this might work. And just for the record, personally, as I said, online dating apps are broken as fuck. They're a waste of time. I'm not on any of these things. There was a period of time, temporarily, I did actually have a Tinder profile when I was in Peru. I mean, a gringo in Peru. I paid for premium. I could see all the matches ahead of time and just swipe through them. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. But outside of a situation like that, these things are absolute fucking trash. It's much better, in my opinion, to meet people in the real world through your social circle, friends, or by sheer accident. Oh, and while I'm on my high horse, spitting facts and dating advice, why dating apps are shit, especially for men, here is a pro tip for the men who still continue to use apps like Tinder. You're wasting your time, but here's a pro tip. Get to the fucking point, okay? You match with a chick, get to the goddamn fucking point. Hi, what's up, cool? What's your number? Arrange a fucking date. Get to the fucking point. Because most of you pussies are like, oh, if I just talk to her for fucking 400 years and write 400,000 paragraphs, eventually she'll realize I'm awesome and then... Women just want you to get to the goddamn point. If she matched, she's interested. She doesn't want you to pussyfoot around. Just get to the goddamn point. Women like guys who are decisive, who go for what they want. You have no idea. Also, you'll very quickly be able to filter out the time wasters who are just there for ego and validation. If you ask for her number after she's matched with you, after a couple of quick messages, and she's like, no, I don't want to, she's not interested. She just wanted to get validated. Oh, another guy likes me, look at me, I'm desirable after all. It's kind of important because I know how many of you guys are completely hopeless and clueless and wasting time. If you match with somebody on a dating app and you're a man, organize a fucking date. Get her phone number, get off the app, have a quick chat, organize a time, place to meet up, have a date, hang out, have fun, hook up. Most guys on these apps are completely incompetent. They have no idea what they're doing. Like I said, I did use Tinder for a period of time while I was in South America, and the number of women who commented something along the lines of, man, I'm so glad you actually organized a date with me. Most of the guys end up talking to me for a few weeks and then I get bored and stop talking to them and ghost them. I'll share a few more thoughts on the Twitter dating app potential in just a moment, but one final thing, because why the fuck not? I made this tweet. I think it's important. A lot of women need to hear this. More women should shoot their shot. And there's two reasons. One, women who shoot their shot, approach men, slide into DMs and so on, have no competition. 99+% of women will never be proactive, never reach out, never DM a guy, because most women have the expectations that guys are the leaders. It's a guy's job to begin the pursuit, guy's job to take the risk. And don't get me wrong, guys, it is your fucking job. Don't be a little bitch. You see women you're interested in, approach, whatever, spark up a conversation, and that's how it works. You'll get 1,000,000 points just for the confidence alone. At the same time, I'm advising guys not to be pussies and start things, approach, take the chance, whatever, shoot your shot. Women have to understand, you have absolutely no competition, because most women think like most women, which is, oh, it's the guy's job, okay? It's very rare indeed when a guy's out at a bar and a woman approaches him. It does happen, but it's very rare and there's usually enormous amounts of alcohol involved. Outside of that, basically never happens. The second point, the reason why women should shoot their shot, and it is very important. Busy men doing things that matter are usually too busy to notice you. So if you don't DM or approach or whatever the thing is, take the initiative, enjoy being a cat lady. I really do mean that. Oh, and one other thing to point out here. Guys, generally speaking, are super fucking dumb ladies. So I'm speaking to 5% of the audience now, but this is important and I'm sure the guys will be interested in listening in on this conversation. If you do slide into the DMs of a guy, and he's like most men, he will have no fucking idea that you're interested at all. Guys are pretty dumb. So do your best to make it clear. If you happen to luck out and slide into the DMs of a guy who immediately recognizes you're interested and tries to organize a date, get your number, etc., you, my dear, have found a winner. Don't let him get away. So back to the idea of a Twitter dating feature. I think this is actually a potentially great idea that really does have some legs. There's obviously a lot of stuff that needs to be figured out along the way. So please, I'd love to know, what are your thoughts? How could this be implemented? What are some features? How might it work? Let me know in the comments below. I really do genuinely think there's actually some potential here. As I said, personally, I'm not really interested in online dating, but for many people, this will be a great solution. Think about the people, for example, who can't find others locally, nearby, who have common interests. This would be a great way for people who can't find people with any similar interests to find them online, especially if you're a tiny country town kind of person, etc. Plus, there's also a subset of people who, let's just be honest, are either going to die alone or find somebody online who has a very obscure similar interest to them and live happily ever after. I don't say this to belittle or to demonize people, I'm just pointing out there are some people whose social skills are zero and their only hope of ever finding themselves in an intimate relationship is have a common interest with somebody that they're both so passionate about that it trumps their complete lack of social skills. It'll be very helpful for these people. I think the only group who'll be left out here is probably the Tesla Q virgins, and why would that be? Well, I don't think there is a woman on earth who'd find anything at all attractive about a self-hating, basement-dwelling adult virgin with unprocessed childhood trauma, an intense inferiority complex, crippling insecurities, and constant crippling depression. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's someone for everyone. Now, I know we've strayed rather far off topic, but that is kind of the point. There is so much untapped potential in Twitter. It defies belief. At first, you might think, Twitter dating, this is completely insane, but then you realize it's got 3 times as many active users, at least allegedly. Shout out to the bots. That means you have 3 times the choice. Now, maybe the way this feature could work is you opt in. And if you've opted into the Twitter dating, suddenly there's something on your profile that indicates you're interested in finding people on Twitter. If somebody else who's also opted in views your profile, I don't know, maybe there's a slide into the DMs button that just distinguishes, I'm literally interested in you, that's why I'm contacting you. Now I know not a perfect solution, it's pretty dorky, but just imagine if you're single and you're interested in finding somebody with common interests on Twitter, you enable the dating on your profile, then people who've also enabled it who are looking for somebody can see that you're looking for somebody as well. Might be a great way to start a conversation. And one of the key differentiators, and why I think this could be super powerful, going back to the earlier point, men are visual creatures, women are not, except of course if they're solely on an app just for a little bit of D or a large bit of D. Women are far more interested in a man's status, and I don't just mean status, but status is a great indicator. If a guy has high social status, odds are, and it's not perfect, but odds are he's probably intelligent, he's probably capable, he's probably competent, he's probably confident, and yes, he can probably protect and, importantly, provide. This can somewhat level the playing field, because at the moment, dating apps, online dating is so lopsided in favor of women who have all the choice. Guys fawning for them. We can see everything we're interested in just about in a single photo. Women, it's not true. So if a woman can see a guy's post history, his tweet history, this guy's not a creep. He's been on Twitter for 10 years. He didn't just sign up. He doesn't have 0 tweets. Or alternatively, he hasn't been insulting people and making violent threats for the last 12 months on Twitter. This guy's not mentally deranged. I feel a little bit more safe and comfortable. Another good metric, a little bit of social proof, is a following. If this person has a few thousand people following, okay, maybe they have something interesting to say. If they have 3 people following, probably a nobody. And I don't mean this in a derogatory sense. This isn't perfect, but I'm just trying to emphasize it's probably a better solution than just swiping through photos of guys that tell you nothing about who they are, their personality, their confidence, their competence, their capabilities, nothing. It's an imperfect solution, but it's a hell of a lot better than just swiping through photos and a short bio, in my opinion. I really do want to encourage everybody watching to share your thoughts and opinions. What other features could Twitter do? How could they implement the dating stuff? What are some ideas? But what are some other businesses that they could get into to really tap the currently untapped potential of this invaluable asset / current dumpster fire? And in closing, if you'd like more off-topic rants about things you probably didn't think you wanted to hear but realize you need to after hearing them, head over to Patreon. There's now over 5,500 of you crazy bastards supporting the channel over there, tapping into an endless stream of exclusive content, including my price targets and loads of exclusive videos. I think we're at 199 exclusive videos and counting. I can't even keep up. You know what to do? Card in corner, link in the pinned comment. And like I said, I'm really trying to give fair warning here. If you're on the fence, make your mind up sooner rather than later, lest you regret that. Love ya.